News headline: How I became a billionaire, Pastor Oyedepo says. Welcome to the news. The details within. Bishop David Oyedepo of the Living Faith Church Worldwide has said he became a billionaire by simply obeying God in what he said. Oyedepo, who is the presiding bishop of the church, spoke at the first service at Faith Tabernacle on Sunday. According to him, no one would ever, without lining up with what God said, made it happen. Charging members to be committed kingdom promoter from the place where they were. God is not a tax master. Sir, from one never position, you are taking strong position in obeying God. The tithe of 10 naira is 1 naira. What is your problem? He won't give you 10 naira and ask you to bring tithe of 2 naira. No. When I say such, I say it as God leads me. My friend, instead of dropping 10 naira in a service, and you're going to be in 2 services, divide it into 2. Put 5 naira in the first service. Put 5 naira in the second service. God knows your level. Don't pose. But to now look, it is not fear on yourself. It is not on anybody else. It is on yourself. He said in a transcript by Church Gist. Oyedepo added, "Do you know my tithe was part of what we counted in Kaduna when our income was 18,000 naira? But it never failed once. It never failed once. I was given testimony of 1,000 naira a week. How many years ago? But when you sit down and be watching, God will open the windows of heaven. He won't open nothing. There is what you must do. What I must do to keep the heaven open. But this year, whatever door you have shut against yourself, because people shut the door against themselves, or you don't know. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. You are just destroying the work of your hands by yourself without knowing. Nobody here will fall a victim. You know how many people can build a rural church in this place with 14 million naira or whatever? You know how many people can build it? You know how many people will never build it? If they have 14 billion naira, they won't build one. If they have 140 billion naira, they won't build one. Their heart is somewhere else. They are worshipping the coins. It took me time to become a thousandaire. I did not know when I became a millionaire. I became a billionaire without knowing by simply obeying God. It's all about you. Oyedepo said he is so blessed that the devil is so disturbed, saying, "You know that all the demons are so disturbed. How can a man be blessed like this? He is not collecting money around. He is not prophesying for money. How can his ministry be so blessed? Ask what the ministry is doing. Ask what we are doing. Nothing happens by chance. They all happen by choice." The bishop and the founder, the leader of Faith Tabernacle, popularly known as Winners Chapel, came to testify as someone who believes God and does everything God asks him to do, everything he preaches. All he does is to obey, obedience. And via his obedience, God has been so faithful. God will ask for 10% of your tithes, knows the reason why he's asking for 10% of the tithes. So, as someone who is earning 10 naira or 15 naira, but cannot remove the tithe of 5 naira, and the person is sitting down and saying he knows that God will bless him. God will not bless anything because he has not fulfilled his own part. He has not done his own part, so God cannot do his own part. He's acknowledging everybody to obey God, key into obedience. That was how he became a billionaire. He never knew when he became a thousandaire. Then he moved to millionaire. Now he's a billionaire. Ask him what he does. What he simply does was to obey, give to God what he has to give. And this is coming in when Oyedepo says concerning the 2023 election, God can produce Nigeria's president from living faith. Bishop David Oyedepo of Living Faith Church Worldwide has said, God can produce the president of Nigeria from his church. Oyedepo, who spoke at a special prophetic service at Faith Tabernacle, Ogun State, warned church members to make sure they have divine leading from God before venturing into politics. Don't get me wrong, God can pick a president from this church. That person could even be a female. But you will see the clear hand of God upon such individual, he said. The Living Faith Church founder said there are many who did not have any business going into politics, saying they don't have business, they just wandered there. They get beaten and battered, they return wounded, they have no business. God led me. No, your appetite led you. It is important for me to mention to members of the church because another time is here now. You better ask counsel of the priest before you torment your life by yourself. There are those who come to me and I say, no, you are missing your road. They still went ahead, and when they finishes, they now come back. What office would you win election to now? That I will now need you. No, my eternal helper is up there, and they know if I ever asked a thing from anyone. My access is surer than their temporal stuff. Allow God to lead you. Don't let greed and avarice lead you. Somebody has ever helped anybody in his life. What is he going to do in politics? Never helped nobody. Never sent anyone to school. Never gave bread to anyone that is hungry. He is going to look for the welfare of people. How many people have you sought their welfare in your life? All these are facts. They are facts that they won't look at, is stated. We have come to the end of the news. Kindly share your thoughts with us. Thank you.